Hey everyone! Today I wanted to share a little something that's been really helping me in my journey, particularly with not only establishing boundaries in my life, but mainly adhering to them. For anyone who doesn't know, I am Victoria. I'm a poet. I have OCD, anxiety, and depression. And in the past few years, I've been on a journey to really figure out myself, heal a lot of parts of me, understand what causes my anxiety, my OCD, establish some tools to maneuver life in a more beneficial way than I was before, and really just get past a lot of my fears and anxieties. So step one for me on this journey was really trying to figure out who I am. It was something that took a lot of time to unravel, and honestly it's something that I'm still unraveling. I'll probably make a separate video going into more tools in regards to that step that have helped me kind of get to where I am now, but it's been an ongoing journey for many years. Once I had a better understanding of who I was and what I wanted, I essentially had to also establish ways to go after the things that I wanted. Again, I can talk about those in other videos, but the part that I mainly want to focus on right now is the step that I'm at currently, and this is kind of an ongoing step. I think this is something that needs a lot of practice until it's essentially second nature and you become really confident in it. Once I had a better understanding of what I wanted and some ideas of how to get there, it was a lot easier for me to figure out what in my life was helping me in those ways and what was not. And so some of that was, physical things in my life. Other parts of it were just certain things that I was doing, certain habits. And another part of that was my relationships, my community, my friendships, my family, all of that. And I've kind of always been easily very swayed by people. If anybody's got a convincing enough argument, usually I can get on board with them. Some call it gullible. I would call it trusting at the time. But looking back, it was just kind of a way for me to easily be manipulated, but also just really put me on a detour from what I was really trying to get at. Because the thing is, I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I was chasing or really just wanted to find in my life, or what really brought me happiness. And so in finding all of that out for myself, I was able to understand a bit more of some friends who are endlessly supportive and those who kind of would get in my head a little bit more and deter me from certain things. I ended up writing this poem called Blankets Made from Natural Fibers, and it goes like this. Getting older is recognizing those moments people gave you advice when they were simply talking to themselves, speaking comfort to the night, hoping it would catch the wind and wrap around us all. And when I wrote that, I wrote it from a more personal, reflective space. So I talk about this a little bit in my very first video. Me starting my YouTube channel was my way of trying to take my own advice. For the longest time, I've been really supportive of really anybody in general, usually when they have an idea to go after something and they seem really excited about it, unless there's an obvious reason for them not to, it's dangerous or something like that. I'm usually very excited for them and on board, and I want them to have that feeling. I want them to chase it. I want them to go after it. Because if anything, even if it doesn't work out, it teaches you something new. But when it came to taking my own advice, that was something I really struggled with. And so when I wrote that poem, it was from this place of personal reflection of, this is me giving advice to other people, and it's something that really I feel for myself, and this is something I should be listening to. I'm really saying these words to myself, that you should, go after what you want. And so I finally listened and I started my channel. But lately I've been thinking about the converse of that poem. A lot of times people will give you advice or weigh in on something. They'll end up speaking a lot from their own insecurities or anxieties. And I know people who also struggle with anxiety, and there have been times where I have brought an idea forth and, on the one hand they are very supportive, but at the same time they'll kind of bring up a lot of things that could essentially go wrong. And I'm at a place where I don't really want to be talked out of things, I guess, on this journey of trying to pursue things that I think will work for me. And even if they don't work for me, I'm growing in some way. Looking at their words in terms of words that they're kind of saying to themselves and seeing them talk themselves out of doing things, essentially. It's made it more apparent for me that, you know, it's a reflection on where they're at. And obviously it's sometimes a little tough to hear because, you know, they've got these kind of mental blocks and things that they're doing to keep themselves from maybe pursuing something they want to go after, but you know, that's their own journey to take on. But for me, where I'm at personally, I've been able to separate it and acknowledge, like, this is not them trying to talk me out of doing something. I'm not doing anything wrong here. I don't necessarily need to listen to them or be swayed by them. And you know, if it is making me feel a bit bummed out about an idea that I maybe was so excited about before, I try to think really rationally in terms of, are these valid arguments to not do something? Are they bringing forth something that, you know, is something I really need to consider or haven't considered before? And usually the thing is, it's something it's crossed my mind, but I usually am like, the risk is, you know, worth the reward. Obviously, if there are some friendships or relationships in your life that are not serving you in any way, shape, or form, you need to kind of look at those and evaluate, is this something you really want to continue on in your life? And for me, you know, these are all people who I genuinely care about. They add so much value to my life. I've kind of been able to recognize it as just something that they're saying to themselves, and it doesn't really change my mindset. I found it a lot easier to stick with my ideas and my plans and be able to follow through establishing those boundaries. And so it's something I just wanted to share with you because it's been helping me a lot, and I know I'm not the only one who struggles with not even necessarily establishing boundaries, but just adhering to them. And especially when there's, you know, close people in your life, it's a lot harder to not only set those boundaries but hold firm to them. And it's a lot of the times it's just hard to recognize that, you know, it's something that even though it's coming from a place of love and care and support, they're kind of at a place where that's how they feel about things. And so the idea of someone they care about maybe doing something that would give them anxiety kind of can cause them to react in that way. And so I share that with you in the hopes that maybe it helps you keep your peace a little bit more protected. And I hope you are enjoying your day and are able to get outside a little bit. It's a gorgeous day. Anytime's a gorgeous day to go outside. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely be posting more videos about my journey and other things that have helped me in particular along the way. Take care.